Yeah. So till now, whatever we learned now, the very basics of Java, uh, like data types, loops, the if conditions, okay, and mainly the string methods, and then class our method, right? Whatever we learn, these are the like very basics, and that can help us to start the Selenium course. Once we have done with the Selenium course, I mean, once we are tracking the Selenium, then we are going into the Java advanced concept like hoops, interfaces, constructors, and in the last of the course. So that in this meantime, you will get familiar with the Selenium and Java, and you use it to, I mean, you can write a small of code bits, right? So it is helpful. Okay. So now let's discuss the Selenium. So, mm, okay. Yeah. Right. On the starting of the class, right, we discussed what is Selenium. Selenium is nothing but a open source automation tool. Okay. Selenium is nothing but it's an open source automation tool where anyone can download the tool and can use it. What is open source? Open source nothing but it's free to use. So you don't have to pay for the license. But Selenium is only explicitly for web automation. If there is a UI of the application, if you are opening the browser, only those applications will be supported by Selenium, not like backend application of APIs or our databases or any desktop applications. Okay, Selenium is only for the web-based automation, sorry, web-based applications. Okay, and other advantage of Selenium is it will supported by the all the platforms like Windows, Mac, Linux, and same time it supports multiple browsers, the Chrome, Firefox, Internet, Safari. If whatever they write you code, right, the code same could work on all the browsers. You don't have to change the whole code also. You have to change just the browser name on which browser you want to change that. Okay. And Selenium is supported by all the languages like Java, C Sharp, Python, Ruby. Okay. And Java or Python are most famous because most of the testers are using Java and Python. Java is more famous because it was started from the earlier stage, right? And Python is slowly like people are adapting the Python now. So only the concept is same, the lines of difference line will be difference there, right? Suppose in the Java, so what I'll write, I'm writing system dot out dot println, right, to print a statement. That's what it. Whereas in Java, in Python, we'll write print. So this kind of differences only there. The concept is same, whether Java or Python. So Python could be you should have Python knowledge on the code, how to use that, and it will be enough. Okay. Right? Yeah. So to get any Selenium related information, we can go for Selenium HQ. That is our Selenium HQ, not Dev. Yeah. Right. So this is okay. It's moved into okay. This is our official website of Selenium. Okay. Whatever the information you want to get at, whatever you want to know, whatever you want to download, and what are the things are available, everything you get from the Selenium Dev, or you can use seleniumhq.org. It is redirected here, so both are same. Okay. So if you come to here in the home page, it displays what are tools that are available. Okay. So Selenium. So what is Selenium now? Selenium is nothing but a suite of tools. Selenium is nothing but suite of tools. So inside the Selenium, it have the products. So one of the products is WebDriver. It's one of the tool. Other tool is IDE. Other tool is Grid. Okay. So what is Selenium? Selenium is nothing but a suite of tools. It has a lot of tools where it come total combined suite of tools. Out of that, our important famous is the WebDriver. This is the WebDriver. This Selenium WebDriver tool will help us to write a code and script. So if you see here, if you want to create robust browser-based regression automation suites and test scale distribution environment, then you want to Selenium WebDriver, a collection of long-way specific bindings to drive a browser. Okay, and Selenium ID is nothing but record and playback. So this is no longer used, and I mean, it's not like much beneficial. We can use it, but we won't be using it much. Everything will be using WebDriver. And Selenium Grid, this will be we'll discussing in the end of the course, where this will help us to connect with more systems using the master and slave configuration. That's called Selenium Grid. Okay. As of now, we'll be concentrating on the Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So yeah. Right. So now let's understand what is architecture. So if you say what is Selenium, everyone will tell, right? Okay, Selenium is a tool, Selenium is a library, Selenium is a suite of tools. But how they will ask how Selenium is working. So you should be able to understand our architecture. Okay. So without this architecture, we shouldn't know how to run, and you can't explain the interview also. This is very, very important architecture to understand first basic of Selenium. Right? So then only while writing the code, you can discuss or you can think how it's working, how it's coming back. Okay. So let's open the paint. Let me check. There's a whiteboard here. You're able to see the screen, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just a minute. Checking whiteboard. Okay, no issues. We'll go with paint. Okay. So first you have written some lines of code, right? Let's say 5 lines of code. You have just written the 5 lines of code in Java using some Selenium library. So when I'm saying Selenium library, nothing but our tool will be integrated. Selenium tool is like integrated with the library kind of. So we're using that library in our Java to use the Selenium. Okay. So now whatever you write, right, using Selenium library in the 5 lines of code, just like say open the browser and read google.com. Nothing much. Okay. So that whatever the write you'll convert when you click on run button, like how we execute in the main class, right? So if you run like a main class kind of method, so first it will convert into the JSON format. So what is JSON? JSON is right one type of data format, right? It is a one type of JSON format. Okay. So whatever you convert, it will convert into one JSON format. Then it will talk to your browser driver. Okay. It will convert into your browser driver. So what is a driver? Driver is nothing but to control the browser, right? There is one driver component. Suppose for each and every browser, we have a one driver. Suppose I want to say Chrome driver. So let's say Chrome driver. Okay, if you see this is like a two. I mean, this is a page where I can download the driver. So driver is nothing but a one kind of your browser component only. So whatever you write the code, that code will talk to driver first. This driver will talk to browser, our real browser. This is like our browser, right? So here I open this website. I open the selenium.dev website. So whatever the website I want to do, this action will be triggered by through browser, through driver. And once browser has given submit the thing, right? So once you get the response, this will convert into JSON and it display the output here. So this we call, you can say, client and server architecture. You know, right? What is a client and server? I mean, any idea on the client and server normally?
No.
Right. Okay. Let's understand first client and server. Suppose you're opening This website, or you're opening Amazon here. Okay. So my laptop, the machine where you're accessing the URL, that is a client, your mobile app. Okay. Your browser, or if write a code, that where your client is nothing but from where you're hitting the server. Okay. Server is nothing but when you hit Amazon.com, your Gmail.com, or YouTube.com, Facebook.com, that we call server. They where when you hit something, it will go to the request there, right? The server. Then it will process it and get back to you. Correct? Suppose if, now what happens happening if I hit selenium.dev here, what is happening? My browser sent a request to selenium.server and the server gives response and it displays here. This is called client and server architecture. Whatever you want to you send as a request server, you will get back.
Okay.
Okay, that's client and server simply. The same concept here. What we are doing, the client is nothing but our code. Whatever, right? So simply say I opened the browser, hit the selenium.dev website. And now the Selenium will convert what in the libraries will convert into JSON, and the JSON will talk to driver, and driver will update to browser because we can't talk to browser directly, right? That's why browsers are giving this driver option. So whatever you can talk to driver, this will talk to browser. So if you see, the main thing is this conversion of JSON. So Selenium works completely on this JSON protocol in the backend. Okay, if you see here. So whatever the write, you could write Java, Ruby, C Sharp, Python, whatever the code, right? It will convert into your JSON, right?
Okay.
And the JSON will talk to your drivers. Whatever the driver, then driver will talk to your browser. And once you go to browser with the response will come to here, then response will even displayed in our console. That's how Selenium WebDriver architecture is there. Okay. So this is a common interview question. First of the question, right? Very first common of questions. So if properly explain our WebDriver architecture, it means the interviewer think, okay, this guy has a knowledge of backend. So that whatever you do right, you'll get to know. Okay, well, and if there are any issues, you'll get to know. Okay, where the issues would be there. If you know architecture, right, you'll get to know issue whether issue with the code level or issue with the driver level or issue with the reverse browser level kind of. So you simply can't say Selenium is can say Selenium is a suite of tools, and Selenium WebDriver is one of the product which we'll be using to write our automation test. So how WebDriver is working? So WebDriver is working with JSON protocol. So whatever write the code, it will convert into JSON. Then JSON will convert it into the it will talk to driver and driver to server. Right. So if you see, after we trigger the test, right, after we run the test here, a complete Selenium code, the client will have written it converted into JSON format. Okay. This generated JSON is sent to a browser driver, right, through HTTP protocol, kind of a request in the backend request. Right. So whatever the browser, suppose I want to do the Chrome browser, right? I will talk to Chrome driver. If I want to do Firefox browser, I want to do Firefox driver. If it is into the driver, Safari driver. So like that, I can define it. So browser drivers communicate with respective browser and executes the commands by interpreting JSON. So in the JSON, right, the code will be there. If I say open Chrome browser is there. So then that in the JSON, it has connected to JSON, right? Then it understands to open the Chrome, sorry, Google, whatever it is. So again, browser driver receives the response back from browser, right? And it sends JSON response to client. It will print it.
Okay. So browser and browser driver should be the same, right? Means Chrome to
Ah,
Chrome
yes,
and
Chrome to
Firefox.
Chrome. Yes.
Okay.
We have each browser has each driver to talk with it. Okay. So
Okay.
clear, right, Saraswati? Architecture.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this whatever you write, right? We'll think of this architecture, then only you can understand the code properly. Okay. So let's go to our website, right? So here everything will be there under about Selenium, right? Whether you want to learn or if you forgot something you want to just revise, everything you can find from here. Let's just click on read more, right? If you see here, WebDriver is a browser natively. So it completely depends on browser. Okay, earlier we have tools like record and playback and remote control are there. So those are the versions are deprecated and there won't be no more using that. Okay, and here WebDriver we have version Selenium 3.0 and 4.0 are famous versions. If you see a version here, the current version. Okay, so but 4.0 got recently released like around 4 to 5 months ago, right? So but mostly we are in the Selenium 3.0 because that's widely used and it has a lot of things. So but we'll be discussing 4.0 concepts also, why it has newer version means newer features, right? So we'll be
Yeah.
discussing that also in the later of the classes. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you see here, yeah, WebDriver browsers natively. A user would either locally and remote machine using Selenium server, right? Using the for automation. So is Selenium WebDriver is nothing but WebDriver doesn't simple and more. Yeah, it's using a backend APIs and drivers effectively. So here we'll get to know what are the browsers that are available, what are the things we want to learn, or if they are not able to understand it, everything you can find here. Okay. So. mm, hmm. So ID is there. We won't be using ID at all. We'll be using grid and Selenium WebDriver only. So we have a Selenium RC that's called remote control. That's called deprecated around 10 years or 9 years back. So we won't be using that. And so generally Selenium consists of, I mean, first tool is Selenium IDE and second is Selenium RC, then third is Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So ID is not used. We can't use a simple record and playback. We can't do anything much. Can't use the thing. So that's why Selenium WebDriver is only famous one and important thing. And grid we'll be using in the last class. So what is a grid is nothing but whatever using WebDriver in single machine, right? If I want to do same thing in a multiple machines, I have some three computers, right? And three computers individual scripts are running. Now I want to control these three computers from one machine. That's where Selenium grid will come. Okay. So let's go to yeah. So before that, we should having the Java, right? So how to check the Java is there or not in your machine? We will go to the CMD from the run, right? From the run,
Yeah.
CMD command, we will hear Java hyphen version. If you see any version like 1.8, 1.9, 11, 17, 18, right? It means you can use it is Java installed. So you can use Selenium directly. But if you say you got error like Java is internal unrecognized command, then you should install the Java first because Selenium is completely we are writing we choose the Java bindings, right? For Selenium. So you should have the Java. If you're writing if you want to use Python, then you should have the Python installed there.
Ravi, just first one question that
Yeah.
will this work in Mac?
Yes, yes. It supports Mac, Windows, Linux.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, same code only, same thing, nothing much differences also. Okay, so only while downloading the thing, at the time you have to choose which
Oh, okay. Mac
what is the
or
OS type.
okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So how to download first if the Java is not there, right? How to download Java? So this Java version is important command. Okay. So that's also kind of interest question. So how to know whether Java installed or not? So we have to say we have to open the command prompt and use Java space myfn version. Okay. So you can say Java download. You go to java.com and you can download for the like default choose it for Windows, right? If it's a Mac, you'll choose Mac. If it's Linux, you can choose a Linux. Based on that, you can install. Okay. But along with this thing, if you download, right, we'll get JRE. If I go to my C drive or your C drive, also just try after the class. Okay, in the C drive, if I go to here, go to program files, go to Java. Okay, program file 64, the 86. You go to Java, you will see JRE only. Okay, JR is nothing but Java runtime environment, where it will help where it will help us to run our code, not like developing the application. So to develop the application, right, we have JDK. Okay, JDK is right. JDK. Currently now Oracle has bought the Java, right? So if you want to use JDK 5 versions, you have to sign up with Oracle and you can use it. Okay, so as it's commercial, so you can use in our own laptops, like a non-production environment or local environment or dev. But when you go to production environment, right, you have to pay. But doesn't we don't have to record those things. We need simply JRE. Okay, but in case sometimes if you require JDK also, you have to download JDK. So whenever you go to a Java first, you should see JRE as the first element and JDK 1.8 also. Okay, it's clear, right, till Java? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So here they are provided the internal server. Yeah. We see, right? This is for each and every binding. Okay. So as we are discussing Java here, let's go to Java. So it's downloaded all our Selenium Java 4.0 zip. Okay. So let's unzip it. Okay. This is like your complete set of your drivers, everything of the Selenium. I mean, to use Selenium with your IntelliJ, right? You have to use all these drivers. You see, right? Selenium driver, Chrome driver, driver tools. Lot of things are there. Firefox, right? Earlier, what is happening now? These Firefox, Chrome drivers are not with the Selenium. So we have to download explicitly. But now, recent versions, right? Everything they are integrated here. So simply download it, or you can integrate with the your code as it is. Okay? So without any one of the jar, right? You can't use Selenium as it is. Okay. So, but we won't be using this much this way. This is like kind of starting, right? But we'll be using mostly POM. We are using mostly Maven type of architecture build tool in our automation framework. So at that time, we just give the our file names. We have one file. Will say that I want to download Selenium jar of this version. That's it. So it will download the code jars and backend. It will add to our code. But as for understanding, right, you should be having an idea. That's why we are discussing about this one. Okay. Yeah. So this is I mentioned, right, Maven. So if you go to our Maven repository, you will have the pom.xml. Let's say Selenium Java. This is 4.80. Yeah, this is our line. You simply copy paste this in our Maven in the pom.xml. That's it. It will download whatever it is there and it automatically attach. We'll be using these build tools because suppose see I have downloaded this much of jars now, right? And I want to share this thing to my team. Right, my team wants to run the script. So what I have to do along with our main code, I need to share this one, these things also, right? If one of the jar missing, the code won't run. Hello, it's clear, right?
Can you, Ravi? Can you explain it once again, please?
Yeah, yeah. So suppose see, let's say I am using this all jars in my machine, right? I have configured and it's working. Suppose now I want to share my code to my team, one of my team member. So what I have to
Okay.
do, generally we'll be sharing our code logic through Git. Okay, that's common. Logic will be sharing with the Git. That's fine. But to run the Selenium code in his machine, he needs these jars also, right? He needs all setup,
Yeah.
right? Saraswati, getting it right?
Yes, yeah.
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 So now again, it's like it's headache because these jars are common. So why we have to transfer manually? That's why we're using a Maven tool that we call build tool. Don't worry, I will explain Maven also, right? So Maven is nothing but one of the build tool. So we have one pom.xml file will be there. So in that pom.xml, you just copy paste this line and run it. So it automatically download things that will help you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
don't worry, we'll be discussing. But you should be having an idea, that's it, right?
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what how we set up. I mean, how we do the things are there. So only disadvantage of Selenium is like there is not like proper support. It's an open source tool, right? As open source tool, we completely depend on the user community or the blog here, or you can say right the support. Let's go to the blog. Right? So yeah, see, they will all the mentioning in like kind of in high level things. What are the things are there? Okay, if you go to the support, okay, we have official user group, the chat room, and we have like common WhatsApp groups, right? In the Facebook, in the Telegram, right? People who can join that groups and post their questions, right? Okay, this is there. How would I do that? Okay, and see, recently only they have added commercial support. Okay, earlier it was not there, so we can pay it to them and we can get them. And we have uh, certification training. This is like we have a lot of companies are there providing this training, but there is no official. See, there is no official Selenium certificate. Their companies are saying say their Selenium certificates available, but not officially from the Selenium. Like suppose
Okay.
I have own company, right? I will say, okay, I will providing the Selenium certificate on my own authorization. If you do course on me, if you do exam on me, like that. But it's not like official one because whatever you get from Selenium.dev, right? This is official of Selenium. Whatever from this website only, it's like official. Otherwise, all things are okay. They are only recognized by the few of the companies, but like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you see here, these are the like kind of tools, the browser stack, right? The source labs is a kind of tools which are paying to Selenium to support it. And these are the like kind of commercial tools with the, I mean, backend Selenium, they're using this. Suppose see, I want to test with 5 browsers, no? So what I have to do, I have should be 5 browsers installed and I need to run the code. So if you use a browser stack as a tool, right? It's commercial tool where they will take off everything. You just give a logic.
Okay.
Okay, that kind of commercial tools, but backend is Selenium, right? Whatever you want, you can't do manually, or you have to take a time and you have to set up infra and those things from the that one only. Okay, yeah, uh, yeah. Let me stop the recording.